So addressing the central 6 tenets, starting with discipline knowledge. What does discipline knowledge mean to me? Well, that means acquiring knowledge in the discipline and area of my study. Being a general studies major forces me to broaden the scope and expand the horizon a little bit. Through my time at UCO, I know that I have effectively developed and increased my knowledge, skills, and abilities in the areas of reading, writing, speaking, time management, and self-discipline, just to name a few. Being a former kinesiology major for the majority of my college experience, the 2 tenets of health and wellness and research, creative, and scholarly activities immediately came to mind. Starting with the first, I learned a plethora of information about health and the human body. This included basic biology, anatomy, physiology, and nutrition. To be more specific, I learned all the bones, muscles, joints, nerves, arteries, and veins in the human body, in addition to learning how to conduct formal fitness assessments, write exercise prescriptions, how to lead a group exercise class, how to treat athletic injuries, and even how to design my own business. Not only did I learn how to improve my own and others' physical health, I also learned about the importance of other areas of health, such as the emotional. I took a few psychology class. Financial, business administration was one of my minors, and social. I had plenty of opportunities to make new friends at college and socialize. One of the main emphasis in any science-related field is research, exercise science being no exception. In high school, I was never really taught, at least not very well, the difference between primary and secondary sources. So if the resources were required for an assignment, I would select the first relevant article on Google, or even worse, Wikipedia. But in my college career, I learned how to effectively locate, find, and use relevant primary sources, how to cite them, and how to conduct formal research projects and presentations on my own. I also had the opportunity to allow my more creative juices to flow in the form of group projects, presentations, and even videos, such as this one. So my college experience began in my junior year of high school through concurrent classes at the universities of Rose State, Oklahoma Wesleyan University, and Colorado Christian University. Even though none of these courses were particularly exciting for me, I was thankful to have started my higher education journey early. My one notable experience was earning a final grade of 110 in Calculus 1, which was only because my teacher offered the class a ridiculous amount of extra credit, which I was extremely grateful for. Reflecting on my time at UCO, there are really several classes that stand out to me that had a positive experience on my education journey in life. One class was Human Anatomy, already briefly mentioned beforehand, where I learned all the locations and functions of bones, muscles, veins, arteries, and systems in the human body. But by far the best part of that class was learning and studying using 2 human cadaver samples. Next was a class, Exercise Physiology, which can be described as anatomy in action. And in this class, I learned a lot of different things, including the different energy systems the body uses during exercise, how the body responds to exercise, heart rate variability, VO2 max, and other really helpful terms. Now, although the class was a little bit difficult, I enjoyed the material and found it to be very helpful. Mechanical Principles was another memorable class for me at UCO. And that class was about how the body moves, or at least how it should move biomechanically. One of the best parts of the class was the teacher, Dr. House, who was by far the goofiest person I've ever meant. Next, we have program design. In this class, we were tasked with creating our own business, its marketing strategy, and all of its programs offered to its target audience. Unfortunately, since my group members chose not to participate, I was forced to take the project on by myself, the end product being over 80 pages long, by far the longest paper I've ever written. Legal environment of business. I didn't necessarily enjoy the material of this class because, as you can imagine, it involved a lot of rules, laws, and regulations. However, I can't say the same for my professor, John Meisch, who was an incredible, compassionate, kind, and charismatic individual. He created a very moving documentary that we watched called Sober Indian, Dangerous Indian, where he held accountable the convenience stores in White Clay, Nebraska for contributing to the alcoholism very prevalent amongst the inhabitants of the nearby Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. But unfortunately, he actually passed away a few weeks ago due to unexpected causes. And the last class I wanted to mention was nutrition education. This was a summer intercession class, and the only intercession class I have ever done. And in it, I learned how to teach, inform, and educate individuals about the importance of nutrition in their lives and making healthy dietary choices. So in the class, I filmed a video presentation on the different ways to cook and prepare vegetables. Here's a brief excerpt from the video called The Vegetable Wrap, which I wrote myself.
We got carrots, onions, peppers, potatoes, lettuce, spinach, broccoli, and tomatoes, peas, corn, zucchini, and squash. That's right, there ain't no hogwash. Cucumbers, asparagus, and Brussels sprouts. Other health benefits, there ain't no doubt. Vegetables have fiber and phytochemical lines of calories. Oh, did I mention they're anti-inflammatory? They're high in nutrients, but they give it to you straight. Vitamins A and C, potassium, and folate. They have antioxidants and are low fat. Can you pull that out of the hat? You may say, wait, hey, cook them in one way. I say eat them raw, microwave, or saute. You can steam or roast them with a little oil. From a straight classic, keep the water boiled. Seasoning and allspice, only vegetables with fries. Chopped, sliced, cheap and priced, cut it twice. And suddenly, you wind up with the culinary paradise.
In addition to these courses, my learning experiences extended far beyond the classroom. For example, I did a practicum one summer at Unified Martial Arts, where I was able to learn 3 different ancient forms of Japanese martial arts. I won't even attempt to pronounce them. That involved self-defense techniques, ground fighting, and even weapons training with real katanas. I also helped my instructor promote his business through various means and taught the kids class. I was a founding vice president of Anchor, an on-campus Christian ministry. So I attended all of the events and the hangouts and the parties. Through that experience, I made a lot of new friends, and I grew a lot spiritually in my knowledge of the Bible and love for God and other people. I helped out with Trunk or Treat, which is an annual volunteer project in late October. My group dressed in Batman-themed costumes, and of course, I was Batman. We designed a game out of the trunk of our car where the kids had to throw batarangs at different Batman villains, and of course they got candy as a reward for doing so. Lastly, there's Project 66, which is a food pantry in Edmond where the volunteers provide consumables for those in need. I was able to volunteer there several times to help the customers shop and get what they need according to the number of people in their household. As the volunteer experiences tend to be, it was very fun, rewarding, humbling, and also joyful. Next, there is my resume, or what I can offer future employers or potential graduate school. First and foremost, I will have this very valuable piece of paper, a general studies degree. Not only that, but I will also have minors in business administration and nutrition. Now, all of that has to account for something, right? I'm also a certified personal trainer and have over 5 years experience being one, which would be very relevant for any job in the fitness industry. Besides a formal college degree, I've acquired other, maybe a little bit less tangible knowledge, skills, and abilities at my time at UCO, such as a hard work ethic and perseverance. I've always been a straight A student in both high school and college while working multiple part-time jobs in the latter. Not only have I consistently made good grades, but I've always applied 100% effort on every assignment and every test, oftentimes exceeding the requirements for every class. So I've done all of this even while dealing with severe physical health problems ever since I was 8 or 9. To make a very, very long story short, I have 14 different diagnoses, well over 20 different symptoms, and I've visited over 60 doctors of a variety of specialties over the past 15 years. So if experiences like that doesn't produce endurance, I'm not sure what will. I've also learned how to research, analyze, problem solve, and think critically. In my time at UCO, I've learned how to find, read, analyze, and interpret peer-reviewed research. And I've also learned the importance of researching a topic before participating in a discussion, especially if the topics are new or controversial. My group projects, amongst other class assignments, have presented me great opportunities to apply problem-solving skills, especially when I may be one of the only members in the group participating, such as in the case of my program design assignment. Other than taking the course Logic and Critical Thinking, the trait of thinking critically has always come very natural to me, as I'm inherently a deep thinker. These three qualities converged and greatly grew as I researched, analyzed, and thought critically about all my health problems while in college, trying well over 100 different treatments, reading a ton of medical research, hundreds of pages, and then writing hundreds of pages of my own, thinking and reflecting on all my doctor appointments and treatment options. The last set of character traits that I've learned how to grow and enhance in my college experience have been how to be punctual, responsible, organized, and ethical. I was always on time for class, and I don't think I had a single late assignment in my entire college career. I've never cheated or plagiarized, although some people have tried to plagiarize my work, and I always took responsibility for my actions, whether they be good or bad. Regarding organization, I kept notebooks with dividers for all my classes. All my computer files are organized by category, and I know where everything is in my house. Finally, ethical behavior has been ingrained in my personal life from a very early age and has only been enhanced by rubbing shoulders with several great moral exemplars in the form of my professors at UCO. In conclusion, regardless of what future occupation I may apply for and hold, I think and feel confident that my experiences at UCO have adequately prepared me for them.